If you're watching this on YouTube, you are watching what was a live recording on ustream.tv. If you'd like to join in the live chat, go to ustream.tv and look for Inky Obsessions and click follow, and you should be notified as to when I go live or schedule an upcoming event. Hey, Kathy. And now I'm getting another ad, guys, and I'm signed in. What the hell is going on today? That is so crazy. Oh, I wonder if maybe my credit card I had on there expired. No, I didn't get a new credit card lately, though. Very strange that I'm getting ads. I don't know. Something's a little screwy, but let's just get started. I'll be all here all day worrying with that. Um, so I got the itch to try to draw like an agate slice with all the different layers, and I'm just going to hold my pencil here real loose. I don't want it a straight line. I want to try to get it a jaggy line. You'd think I could handle that, wouldn't you? And I don't want it the whole paper and make it way too big for me to mess with. That might be too jaggedy. All right, now let me um, take a gum eraser here. I'm going to roll it on here. Patty, does it say your current plan is premium? I don't know if it does or not, Mitz. I'd have to look for it. No, I'm on basic. I'm on basic. People are idiots, Paula. Honest to God, you have to laugh at it. They have no idea what goes into trying to set up and do a live stream and what all you're juggling at the same time. Idiots. If you don't like it, people, just move the hell on. Get a life. Get out of your mother's basement and go do something worth something. Yeah, just my 2 cents. So I'm just going to roll this on here. And that's going to lift up most of this pencil. Even though I wanted to do it kind of light, it came out a little bit darker. I can still see my line there. Okay, now what I'm going to do, juice these up a little bit. I'll probably use a couple of those. I'll get a palette out here. Oh, Lord. I actually cleaned up my desk. Believe it or not. I still have quite a reach, though. I'm going to get some watered down watercolors here and start with a really light pale color in the background and then kind of make it darker around the edges. So let's do, this color's light already, this Amazonite, however you say it. Let me lift some of this up and put some in here. Get that lathered up. And then put some more water in there. And get that really light, because I'm going to paint in this whole shape. So the next layers past that are going to be, you know, mixing with this color. All right, that seems to be pretty loose. All right, here goes nothing, people. Let's see what we get here. And since it's kind of a free-flowing organic thing, I don't really need to be just in the lines on this first shape here. It still kind of seems darker than it should be to me. I'm going to throw in some more water. I can never estimate this properly. Did you guys just go silent there, which is fine, or am I having a technical difficulty? I haven't seen any chats going by there. I'm going to do a test just to make sure. Oh no, it's okay. You guys are just quiet. It's okay, quiet's good sometimes. I'm going to re-wet that and work some of that pigment back up to this edge to make that edge a little darker. That's okay. Quiet with you guys, sometimes quiet's good. You never know what's going to happen. I had a recent comment on one of my videos that was, by the way, 4 years old. And apparently I was having some technical difficulties and was asking you guys, can you hear me? And God bless this person trying to be helpful replied and said, yes, I can hear you. It was a 4-year-old video. But oh, Lordy. Why don't I turn the paper instead of trying to break my wrist? Why don't you guys tell me this stuff? Let me put this other light on. I feel like I'm in a little bit of a glare with all this water on the paper. Trying to make this really pale in the center where the other colors are going to go. And when I get done, I'm going to go around the edge of this with some gold, or I don't know, maybe a little rose gold. Now this side, I got a little bit darker around here. See that edge? It's a little bit darker. I'm going to go ahead and pick up just a little bit more of this. Maybe I need to get my glasses off. I can't see with the damn things, and I can't see without them. Drop a little more pigment around this edge. This is such a pretty color. This is that Daniel Smith Amazonite. It does dry with a little bit of a sparkle to it. You know I like sparkles. And then you have to dry every layer. So we're going to have to deal with some heat gun action, but just trying to push that to the edges. So I think we have the late... Now see, I got another ad. What the hell is up with that? I'm going to have to look at that. We have 24 confirmed for Maryland, I think. I think we got 24, which is right around where I like to be. I can, at maximum, I can go a few more. But 24 gives us a little more elbow room and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Those of you who have been there before, you know what I'm talking about in that room. They sent me the contract last week to sign, and it had a couple things in it that I didn't agree with, so I outline that and sent it back, and she said she would correct it and send it right back to me, but I did not get it yet. So as soon as I get it, I should be able to sign it, and once I do that, a couple days after that, they'll have the our group in the computer for you guys to book your rooms. I have a couple other people that are in the thinking about it stages. So I don't know if they'll come through or not, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're good where we are, but as long as I hit my 20 minimum, we can go. All right, I'm going to back away from this so I can see what the heck I'm doing. I'm going to wet this and pick some of that up a little bit here, because that's all going to get covered with the next color, whatever that may be. I know enough about what I'm doing to be dangerous, but what the hell, we'll give it a try. All right. Oh shoot, now I got too many things plugged in for my heat gun. I have to unplug my iPad for a minute. Ah, Gail, I see you out there. Yeah, I think that's why I lost a few people. They found out you guys were teaching. I like how it did over here better than I like this side, but that's okay. I keep telling myself it's organic. It can look any way it wants to. I'm using this Arches block, the cold press Arches. Um, okay, let's see. Do I want to drop anything else? Oops, get up there. Got to move it out of the light so I can see it. I do want it a little bit darker on this edge, I think. I'm going to go with it darker over that pencil edge too. You still can see it. These colors are so translucent, and I erased it pretty good. That's okay. I'm going to come back with some gold over it, so that'll hide any of my boo-boos. Now, having dried this, I wonder if I'm going to get an edge on here. I bet I do. See, those are the little details I forget about. Anybody watching on YouTube, this is not a lesson on how to do this. This is just me playing. I'm going to bleed a little bit of that, maybe. So it's not a hard edge. Let's try that. I think I like that better. I wanted to go with a darker ring around there. So maybe I don't want to paint the whole thing like that. Maybe I'll just do, how will I do that? Maybe I'll skip some area and do another lighter one in here and then come back in that in-between space and drop something darker in. What's the size round that is? I recognize the silver. This one is, I think it's oh no, it's an 8, Paula. Oop, will it even focus for me? Oh, hell. There you go. It's an 8. All right. Yeah, so I want to get some lunar blue in here and have that break apart at some place. And I want to get some Mayan dark in there. Um, and maybe even a ring of lunar black, a real thin ring of that, perhaps. Um, let's see, what are these? Oh, I think that's Mayan blue dark. Is that Mayan blue dark? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. This one here. I don't know what that is. Trying to decide my next color ring. Oh, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will do that. What's that called? That Sugalite? That's real pale. Let's get some of that going here. That's this Daniel Smith. It's a real pale. It's one of the, there's another damn size 4 is my favorite. So I knew it wasn't that. I really like those brushes too, Paula. This is a Daniel Smith. What is it called? Primatech color. Sugalite? Sugalite. I think it's Sugalite. It's a real pale, natural purple. And this has a little bit of shimmer in it when it dries. Now, I'm not going to put a whole lot more than that on there, even though that's a light color, because we ended up too dark with that turquoise. So let's just throw a little bit more water in there. Maybe even a little bit more. So now what I'm going to do is follow the line. I don't think you can, once you wear the bristles off, the pointy part of the bristle, Paula, I don't think you can bring that back. I mean, you can certainly use it for other stuff, but I don't think you'll be able to do anything that gets that point back. I'm going to put something else. I don't know if this will help or not with that focusing thing. I see it bouncing in and out there. Probably because this is so light, you think? Maybe I'll put these brushes over here. Will that give it something to look at? I don't know. So many technical difficulties. Okay, so I'm going to go in here a good bit, I think. Is that what I want to do? No, I'm just going to make this the second little layer here. So let's, I'm going to try to follow this line here. Kind of jaggy, not always the same distance apart. And the other one go skinnier maybe in here. I don't know how these colors are going to blend. And all right, let's see what happens. Let me get some more water in here though. I want this really light. I'm trying to go this. I don't want this to dry, which I'm sure it's going to before I can get around the whole loop-de-loop here. This is just water. I didn't pick up any more pigment here. I wanted to see if I can get that to stay a little bit of a wet edge there, if it hasn't already soaked up. Again, knowing enough to be dangerous. Do not follow me, people. Alright. Try a little bit more of this pigment in here. A little more water to make it even lighter. And I'm going to drag some of it up to this edge to get that little edge sticking out there a little bit darker than the center. Can you bring it closer? I can. I'm going to push this back. Actually, let me turn it sideways. For now, anyway. Laurie, people are going to question your sanity when they hear you say that. All right, now let me try to... Yeah, I know. I don't know what the heck it's doing. It's so strange. It's never done that until the last several times. Just trying to lift some of this in the middle to make room for the upcoming colors, that it doesn't go too crazy in there. And then pushing some of this to the edge very lightly, but it'll still make a difference. It'll make that edge a little bit darker. I wonder if I put my... that would probably be awkward. You know what? Let me try it. Oh, let me wait till I get done this layer. Too many thoughts in my head at one time. I thought maybe if I got that new little easel that I got, a tabletop thing, I can adjust it so it's flat. Maybe that'll bring it up even closer. I could drop my camera on the monopod too, but... doesn't have to be darker everywhere. I can get a little spotty in here. All right. So when I take my glasses off to paint, then I can't see the chat. Paul on Friday, but how you going yesterday? Oh no, you had the flu, Paula? Ay, that's so bad this year. I shouldn't even say it out loud. Knock on something. I'm not even going to say it. Hey. All right, let me try this thing. Let's see if this makes it any better. I did clean up down here the other day. I had a couple days off of work and oh Lord, can I get these damn things off of there now? It's a question. I must have had my Wheaties when I put these babies on here. I'm going to take these little rests off that hold the paper at the bottom of the easel. These little thingies, because I don't need those. Oh, I lost my wing nut. Lordy, lordy. Hang on, guys. It's just going to be one of those days. I can feel it in my bones. All right, let me move this. And now, how do I move my... There we go. That loosens this. Now, can I make that flat? Here goes another damn commercial. All right, that seems pretty flat. And I'm going to pull this out a little bit. Let me see how this is going to work. This may be a no-go. And I don't know how it's going to work for my hand. But we'll give it a try. See what happens. Of course, now I can't see my palette. Hello. I'll try putting this over to my side, which you're not going to see too much of it, I guess. Hey, Allie. Okay, let's see if you guys, when this comes back on. Those commercials seem like it's really throwing an extra delay in here. I'll put something else up here for a little bit of, see if that'll help it focus and stay focused. I do not know if it will or not. All right, now where do I want to go for the next? Oh, Janet, you had it too? Ugh. You know what? I think, did you guys freeze up? Or is this just now so delayed that I'm just now getting my my easel? Oh, Dee Dee was mentioning them too? What the hell? Maybe they upped their price and I got to pay more for it now. Who knows? All right, I got to dry that a little bit. Heat done. Oops. Oh, blowing the brushes off. Oh, nothing's going to be easy today, is it? No, of course not. Oh, thanks, Paul. There we go. All right, let's try that. This is way behind now. Way behind. I bet that's over a minute behind. You know what? Let me refresh my screen that you guys are looking at and see if that catches me up any. Oh, another ad, skipping 10 seconds. Oh, that's pissing me off. All right, we'll see what happens there. I'm going to get out some salt. There we go. A little bit of salt. Now, let's do, trying to decide on my next color. I wonder what this is a Rachel Beth tropical agave that Xandra sent me. It's got a lot of sparkle in it, but it's pretty with these colors. Let me try that. What the hell? I'm gonna wet some of this. Oop. Put this in one of my. Wow, that's um the mica that's in here is really pretty, and it's really strong color. So this I'm gonna have to really water down. You guys see that? Probably not. Get a good bit of water in there. That's pretty strong. It's so pretty. I'm gonna see if you guys can see that mica swirling in there. First, for see that, I gotta put my glasses on. See if you can see this when it swirls, how that mica kicks up in there. And you guys aren't seeing the true color, of course, but that's like a real pretty teal with a light greenish mica in it. Yeah, that's a new little twitch there, Kathy. Tapping my. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to paint like this, but I don't know that it can hurt that bad. Hey, Lori. All right, let's go in here with number 3. I don't want to make this very straight. It's getting a little bit too straight, I think. All right, I'm going to pick some of this up with water and try to wash this in here so I don't get that dried edge too soon. Try to outsmart myself this time, which really shouldn't take too much effort. Try to keep like a wet edge on there. Maybe. Try it with just some water to wash it out towards the center. So I'm going to push some of that towards the edge. Pretty color. Well, I don't think I'm going to be going back with my that darker color out there. I didn't leave much room, did I? Ouch. Wow, this stuff is really pretty. Rachel Beth is on Etsy. She actually, I just put in another order for a set she came out called Paradise or something, which are my colors. I got to thank Xandra for spending that money. She showed me the new colors that was out. But they have shimmer in them, and it's like I know there's a turquoise. Actually, this one's in that set again, I think. I think it's tropical agave and another lighter teal color, I believe, and a pink and an orange brights. You know what? I'm going to try to tilt this just a little bit. This is hard for me to try that. Maybe you guys can still see and I can still see and everybody will be happy. Or not. Usually can't please them all. Learn that one the hard way as you get older. Oh, I put way too much paint on here. I'm going to go back and darken that in. That's going to give that a real shiny edge to that. That pigment is lovely. Yeah, see, that's not enough of a tilt that it's going to make this drop into the center. That's what I wanted to make sure of. It didn't do. All right. Push some of that back out. Try to pick some of that up out of the center that's going to get covered again. It's probably good I'm using a better paper because I don't know how much a cheaper paper would withstand all my scrubbing and lifting away and all that on the same space over and over again, like the center of this thing. I do not know. Yeah, I like that where I made the edge a little bit rougher. Whoop. Easy to cover up a boo-boo since it's an organic piece. That's the only thing I can do is organic or abstract. The color reminds me of the glaciers in Glacier Bay. Oh, cool. Never been there, but I will certainly take your word for it. Oh, heat gun. That'll give me time to think of what next color I'm going to use. Oop, there go. I guess I better leave these brushes on the floor. Maybe next I'll use a real washed out amethyst. Genuine amethyst. That's another Daniel Smith color. Where are you? That's here. That also has some shimmer to it. I'm overestimating how much pigment I need. I usually go right to the paper when I do those Yupo pieces. Right to the paper from my palette, and now I'm mixing it up. There goes another ad. Yeah, I have this, oh, can I even reach it? This agate slice, these coasters that my nephew bought us. Of course, that looks nothing like that, but, you know, that's the idea. These ads are killing me. Okay. Oh, the amethyst. Okay. So this has a really nice, hell, I got brushes everywhere now trying to get it to focus on something. I don't know if you guys can see that mica that's in there yet. It's really a light color wash I have here, but it's, oh, there we go. Can I get it to shine? No, I don't think I can. See it up on this edge a little bit more. Trust me, it's really pretty. Okay, let's try a little bit of this. I'm going to pull this slice back so it lets some of that shine just shine on. I'm going to make this a little raggedy too, though. Now I'm going to go in with just some water and keep that edge wet, hopefully. I'll learn myself one of these days how to handle this stuff. Alright, now I'm just going to try to use water to keep that edge soft there. Get a little more pigment and come over here. There we go. This is harder to do it at this angle in this easel. It's a little better on my neck though, to tell you the truth. Alright, I just want to keep those edges kind of soft. And now let me drop a little more darker bits. Let me turn this a minute here. Maybe that'll help me. Drop some of this darker amethyst in here. So far, just about every pigment I picked out has sparkle in it. Huh, imagine that. This is right from the pan here. There's still a little bit of water laying in the pan, but it's stronger. There you go, that's really strong there. Who was that gal of the past? All right, let's see what we got here. Heat gun. Uh-oh. Did I freeze up on you guys? Looks like I'm frozen on my screen. What the heck? It looks like I did the whole purple layer and you guys didn't even see that. At least I didn't see it on mine. Oh, you're not frozen. I'm telling you, mine's giving me a fit today. Oh, a British comedian. Oh. Wow, that really looks fuzzy on your screen now. Oh, you saw it all, Debbie. Okay, good. I think I got the gremlins in my computer today. All right. See if that's dried anymore that you can see some of that. Apparently I'm losing my light when I get it up that close now. So it's not going to focus for me today, is it? Rascal. All right, now what do I want to put in there? Pray tell. Maybe I'll put lunar blue in the center and put some salt in that. Maybe so, Kimberly. Maybe I just lost my mojo. I'm trying to rearrange my pans. What a pain in the butt that is. That's Amethyst. That's Mayan Dark. I wonder what watered down that would look like. Do I have that in this pan? I do. Look at that. Mayan Dark. Since it's Mayan Dark, I'm just going to put it in here. Let's assume that it's going to be dark. And let's just go with a little bit of pigment this time. Maybe a little bit more. Wow. That little bit more was a lot more. Let's see what that looks like. All right, let's get more water in there. Try to get that line to run a little bit so it's not so sharp edge. Push some of that back out to the edges. Hey, Marion. All right. I get quiet when I'm like up this close trying to do something that I don't know really what I'm doing. All right, let's go in with a little bit of this darker. Let's start making this kind of spotty, just kind of here and there. Push that up there. Oh, that worked pretty good. What do you know? Oh, so I don't know if you guys can see what that's doing, but that is letting me lift and push some of that pigment with that dry brush. Well, thirsty brush, I should call it, I guess, is the proper term. Try it up here. See if I can get that pushed back some. Get some of that cleaned out of there. All right. She's done. I don't know why. If I have a bulb out or something. Oh, I do. There's only 3 of those lit up in that panel above me. Aha! He's slipping on his job. Now I think I should go in here with something really light and then maybe go darker with some salt in the middle. Ooh, maybe I should do a little, oh, that's what I'll do. Oh, hang on. Now, what light color should I put in there? That's the question. Maybe I'll go back to the, no, the Amazonite. Let me ponder this a minute. Oh, anybody, it's just popped into my head because I was looking at her colors in my tray. Tracy Bautista came out with a monthly subscription so you don't miss out on her watercolor and ink kits coming for the next 3 months. So the ones coming in March, they're right up my alley, so you guys know what that means. Let's see what this is. That's a really dark color, but I bet I can water it down enough. I don't remember which color this is, though. That's kind of a green. That might not be bad. What's this one? Is this that slate gray? That's the one I'm looking for. No, that's that blue. Rascal. This must be the slate. That's the only thing I don't... No, that's a blue. What the hell? Paula was the originator of the heat gun warning. That's... Looks like it's locked up again on my screen. So hopefully you guys are still live. What in the hell is going on here? Yeah, that was Paula. We can blame her for that one. Oh, thanks for the link, Jen. Is that the color? Nope, that's kind of the green one. Well, it'll be the last one I use, apparently. This looks blue. Huh. Well, I don't know where that one got to. Oh, maybe this Galaxy Gray. Maybe I can get that watered down. And this one's got some sparkle in it. Oh, good. I'm glad, Joan. I don't know what the hell's going on. This one is by Happily We Go. Yeah, that's the one I want, I think. Let's go up here with a little of this. And this is Galaxy Gray. This came in one of her kits. Give me a lot of water in here. All right. I'm going to go, oh, glasses off again. Glasses on. I get new glasses in April when my insurance will pay for a new pair. And I can't wait to get new frames. Oh my God, I hate these frames. My friend Gail, when she saw me when I first got them, she busted out laughing and she said, "You look just like my father," who passed away a long time ago. And she pulled a picture out of her wallet. He had the same frames on. Okay, here's your sign. All right. Some of these lines are a little too straight. Let's get them a little scraggly here. All right. Wet, wet, wet. Let's drop in a little more of that. Where was that? Right there. I'm going to get a little stronger bit and put in there. Right off the pan. Just need some over here because it's blending too much with that color before it, because I washed it out so much. You know what I'm tempted to do? Gotta tell you. I'm gonna do it. What the hell? I'm gonna try to blend. Oops, hang on. I can't talk right now. Too much brain power, and we know that's very limited. All right, let me get some of this. Let me get this wet. And then let me lift a little bit of that and push that out. All right, and now, where are you? Let me try. Let me get a smaller brush. Thought I had one out here. Where are you, little fella? I want my, of course, I have my damn glasses on. There it is. This is a number 2 silver Paula. This one. Let me get a little more water in there. Around the edges. And then I'm going to drop a little rose gold around that edge while it's wet. Out here, not up against the black, but just out here. And let it go wherever it wants to go. They have the freedom to do whatever you want, rose gold. I want that a little wetter in there. A little wetter. Ooh. That was kind of a blob that got away from me. The blob. Alright. A little over here more. Alright, now. Oops. Little crazy brushes over here. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a wet edge. So I just get a little sheen in there. Oops. Let's see if I can lift out some of that in the middle. Ooh, I like that, I think. Alright, put my glasses on. I don't know if you guys can see what that's looking like now. It just absolutely refuses to. You know what? I'm going to go back into my settings here. Hang on. And I'm going to put this back where it was. At least then I can get it to autofocus. I mean, not autofocus, but a close-up focus. Now let's try it. Or not. It just is not going to focus today, is it? What a pain in the butt. All right, heat gun. Another ad. Cheerios. Really? Oh, I'll be looking at that as soon as I get offline today. You can believe that. You can believe that. A gnome? Where do you see a gnome? I saw those ones you guys snuck in on my desk last year at class as I was cleaning up. Little rascals. Oh, Gayla and Kathy. Maybe I did tell you guys. Gayla and Kathy went with me a couple years ago, I guess now, to a Remy retreat in North Carolina. I'm not going to a Remy, but I'm going to Geode and Gene Skipper's studio in Vass, North Carolina, with Dave when he goes for his golf trip. And his sister's going to come here and stay at the house and take care of the dogs for us. And we're going to go. And Jody's doing a watercolor class. And they have an open studio play date the Friday before. So I'm going to go to both of those days. I might go back and sneak a little rose gold in here and there. That light is really strange. I can always get a little shimmer in there. Let it close up. Oh, there. Oops, started to. There we go. There we go. Now you can see the layers. Anyway, that's where we are right now. Citizen's arrest. Kayla. Oh, I'll never live that one down. Okay, now, I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this whole center in here. Should I do it that big? Maybe I'll leave a little bit of a hole, but I'm going to do a wide line, I think, of Lunar Blue now. Okay, where are you, Lunar Blue? I know you're in here. There you are, little rascal. I love this Lunar Blue. This is the one that breaks apart into the turquoise color with the little, like, pepper. That's what it does on Yupo. We'll see. And I know it breaks apart on watercolor paper too. that watered down a good bit. Rinse out my brush. Okay, take off my glasses. Jonah just laughed out loud when she flipped it up. Oh, Lordy. You ladies. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go in here. Oh, mercy. I'm going to go let this rose gold show. And I'm going to still try to leave a hole in here for the black. And I want this darker than it's been, because this will naturally kind of lighten up when the pigment breaks apart. Get that a little bit wet in there. I'm not watching the chat right now. I'm like thinking too hard. Can you hear me? I always forget to turn the page to make it easier on my body. I want to keep this wet in here. And I want to darken up this edge a good bit. The pigment's already breaking apart in the palette. I love this color. I saw a moon that somebody painted in watercolor on Pinterest, and I know it was Lunar Blue that they did it with, and it was so cool. It almost looked like craters. The way it broke up, it gave it really a lot of texture. Oops, there goes my iPad shutting off again. Oh, Kathy, you're packing your Depends for Maryland? You are a wise lady. I wish I could get my friend Gail to come over, but she will not have anything to do with art, but she's hilarious. Maybe I'll get her to stop over one night, maybe when Donna's mom is there, and Shelly. Actually, Gail, my friend Gail, and Donna, and Shelly, you guys from Maryland know Donna and Shelly. The four of us went to Ocean City. There was a sheep and wool festival. I forget, March 9th? May 9th. March. February 9th. Yeah, I should add that to the supply list, Paula. um, Depends optional, but recommended. But we have a ball when the four of us go down there together. Oh my gosh. We're good traveling partners because Gail and I kind of go our way and they go their way, and we meet up for dinner and breakfast and hang out in the room at night. And telling you, those ladies are not right. I was a little disappointed Gail didn't pee herself this time, but almost on the way home. Almost got her. And that was completely accidental. All right, I'm gonna level this out now. And I'm gonna put a little bit of salt in there. Oh, wolf and sheep. sheep and wool. Let's see if I can get this around the edges of this. These are pretty big crystals. This is by Jacquard. Jacquard Silk Salt. There's another damn commercial. I don't know where I got it or why I got it, but is that where the toilet story happened? Oh, no, the toilet story. Actually, Gail was there. Well, she wasn't in the room at the time, but Dave's good friend and old boss, Jody, who actually were the one that got us together from Match.com. She managed his profile for him. And she was with Gail and I, and Jody was in the room when it happened. Oh my God. That was quite the story there, let me tell you. So I'm going to let that sit and kind of air dry a little bit. I think I might go ahead and drop the Lunar Black in there while it's still damp in the center. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, that was, ooh, doggy. That was quite the, I'm going to show you guys this if you're not familiar or haven't seen this. See how this lunar blue here has already broken apart in the palette? It looked almost black when I put it in there and stir it. Hang on. Can I do this? Focus. Watch when I stir this. You can't, it's blurry, but you can still see. Okay, it will probably work if I use the right end of the brush. When I mix that back in, it looks like it's almost dark blue, almost black. And when it sits, it starts to separate. That's pretty cool stuff. So what I'm going to use now is Lunar Black. Right, that was Lunar Blue. Lunar Black does a similar thing, but it's darker. It's black. I'm going to leave this pretty dark. And I'm just going to drop this. I don't know if that's going to run in through there. I don't know. Hang on. Let me think about this. Let me think. I wonder if I should try to get some of this dampness up in there. A little strip down there, maybe like that. That's where I'd like this black to go. Of course, I like that now that it looks lighter in the middle. Maybe I should just put rose gold in. No, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. I'm going to put the Lunar Black in there. Thinking out loud, ladies. I'll have to tell that story sometime about the toilet episode. But not when I'm recording. That's not for YouTube. I'll tell you guys off when I'm not recording sometime. Oh my God. Not good. I'll have to do that. I'll try to remind me, and I'll try to get Gail to come over at some point when Shelly and Donna are both there. And well, I kind of like how that's bleeding actually into the other. And it'll all have that similar granularity in there. Listen to that big word I threw out there. Granularity. Since it's moving so nice, I'm just going to drop some down the middle of this again. I tell you, with my, I had that pinched nerve, which is way better. I don't have any pain from it. The only thing I have is this, the bottom of this finger is still numb, but I don't feel it unless I do that and touch it. When I'm working and doing anything, I don't, it's not, it doesn't bother me. All right. All right, let me see what's happening here. Let me take this off so I can see it out of that glare of that light. I'm actually liking that. Huh. Not bad. I wonder what would happen if I'm only going to run one little skinny line of this. Some really wet rose gold. Off with the glasses, down through here. I wonder what would happen. See how that works in with that granulation. Now I don't want to air dry this salt so much. I lost a lot of the black though, didn't I? But it's still dark. It's darker in the middle for sure. Let's see if I can get closer, if it'll let you see what's happening here. Let's go this way. Okay, that's as close as it'll go. All right, that's what's happening so far. So while I want this to kind of dry more on its own before I hit it with a heat gun, I'm going to take a really quick bio break. The old bladder ain't what she used to be. So YouTube, fast forward. You guys on chat, talk amongst yourselves. Mama got to pee. And I'm back. Okay, let's see where we are. What is your mix for rose gold? I use creamer, dry pigments. I just had this sitting out the other day because I was going to make more. Another damn ad. This is the satin silver dry pigment. Almost looks like flour, but trust me, there's a whole lot of sparkle in there. And then I use this one, the Calibri Bronze. Hello. There you go. Well, maybe not. Gosh, darn this thing. And the creamer watercolor medium. That's what I use. Okay. This is still pretty wet. I wonder if I could, does anybody know if the salt will act the same if I dry it with a heat gun? Or maybe I ought to just drop in a little more gold around the edge here and let that work some more. Maybe that's what I'll do. But for this, I'm going to do just a fine line around the outer edge, I believe, is what I'm going to do. With a fine... Oh, actually, you know what? I wanted to use a stiffer brush. I think maybe this will work. This is a Rosemary and Company from the UK. They have a ton of brushes they make. All different kinds. Hello? Really? You're not going to focus? Ah, crap. It's a number 2 Rosemary and Company Sable Blend Series 401. I still got the sizing in there. Man, this is really a long delay. Oh, there is a granulating medium. I had no idea about that, Paul. I'll have to look into that. Okay, let's see. This might be a little more stiff. A little stiffer bristle. Oops. Something's vibrating over there. Can you guys hear that? Cass, you need to let it dry. Good. Salt effects. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm going to let it just sit there for a while then, Cass. Thanks. And let's go... I'm going to make some of this wider and thinner so it's not so contrived looking. Alrighty. This is kind of easy because when you see a boo-boo that you want to kind of cover up, you can just make it a fatter line there. Not that I have any boo-boos. I've also seen these made with a little bit of, adding a little bit of gold foil, which I may even still do that. I don't know. I want some of that dark edge to show there, so I'm trying to go outside that a little bit. I was thinking about maybe putting some kind of a very loose wash of sorts on the background. I don't know if I want to do that or not. This may even be a piece that I actually keep. What the hell is that vibrating? It's in the freezer, I think. Should make me ask why the freezer's running, because we didn't open it. There it goes, just cut off. Let's see. I wish I had like a rose gold foil of copper. Oh, we had a new baby this past Sunday, a week old. Dave's stepson, Daniel, and his wife, Nikki. It needs a row of gold teeth. All right, let me put my spectacles on and examine that a little bit. I think I kind of like it. Another damn ad. Well, it starts to focus and it just doesn't want to stay there, does it? All right. Gotta go this way to get it all in the picture. Now, do I want to do foil? Might need to let that dry a little bit more. I don't know. What do you think about some kind of a real faint wash in the background? Thanks, Joan. CB Marion, everybody. Okay, and an ad after an ad. Oh, not happy about that. And I'm on Chrome watching this. You know what? Hang on a second. Let me open my Safari browser. And let's see what happens here. All right. Oh, shit. Hang on. Oops, I said shit. All right, my browser's coming up now saying I'm live. And I've got an ad. Gosh darn it. Okay, well, we'll just have to stick where we are here. Little clear Wink of Stella for shimmer. Oh! Oh, and look. Oh! Oh, no. One of my white pens just fell in the trash can. That's not good. Oh, that's my whiteout. What is that one? That one's gold. I do have a clear one. CB, look at you. Let me see if I can get this bad boy working. If you could see this in person, you can see that almost each layer has a degree of shimmer in it because of the colors that I chose. I don't like this one little whipsy doodle little thing up here. I don't like this little boo-boo sticking out there. Let's make that wider. And then go in like that. That's a little better. All right, now I have one. I guess you take that black ring out. I've never used it. Better shake it, I guess. Winkostella, that's these little, brush markers. And this one's clear. It's just got, it's no color to it. It's just the shimmer. Oops. Oh, that is pretty though. Can you see it on my finger? A little shimmer? That's my little Winkostella. Oh, that looked bad when I said winky. Oh, God. I really need to get out more because that was just a little too funny to me. Now, where would one put this if one were going to do it? And on my screen, I'm frozen again. Ooh. Pain in my arse. And another ad. Hey, 2, 1, skip ad. You some bitch. Alright, let's see. I take my glasses off again. I'm thinking maybe this darker blue area right here would kind of spread out the shimmer because this outside edge is very, very shiny. Very shiny. Let's see what happens. Oh, wow. You know, I can't tell you how long I've had this, and I've never used it. It still had the black band on it that needs to be taken off. Don't want to get my hand in the salt. That'll really hack me off. You may have created a monster, CB. You know I like a little shimmer in my business. I'm not sure if you guys can see this going on. I'll try to show you, but I don't know if the camera's going to cooperate or not enough to actually show you. Goes on really nice and even. All right, let's see if you guys can see that. Okay, I did it on this dark blue. Ooh, almost had it. Oh God, what a pain today. I don't know what's up with this. I need an expert. There you go. You can see it, right? It's this darker blue. A little teeny tiny bit, maybe. Well, it focuses for like a millisecond. But that dry edge around there is really very, very shiny. Looks like it's almost, if anybody's ever done stained glass, how you put the copper foil around the edge of the glass. That's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, I know. You just catch a glimpse. It's just not, it's a rather painful process today. But I do like it. Now, background or no background? Let me buzz out so you can see it a little bit. See, there's a lot of white there. Of course, if I did put it in some kind of a frame, so at this point, we're just watching paint dry around this salt, but it looks like it's making some really cool effects. So I think I might set this aside and what else can I do today? Maybe make one in a completely different color. Perhaps we will. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. See how it's starting to dry up, and it's going to make some texture on there with that salt. But I'm going to set that over there. And let me grab another pad of paper. Let's try this. Canson pads. This is hot press, so this is, oh, looky there. I have some old flowers I attempted to dry. Let me get a blade out of here. White with black matting. How's the hole? Oh, there it is. Okay. And the glasses are off again. Wow, this bad boy is really good Lord. Shave some of the paper off. This was, I don't know when I did that. That looks like Twinks maybe. Yeah, these, I think they are feathers. Did I call them flowers? Oh, God. I know not what I say. Well, this maybe not be the right... There it goes. Huh. Maybe it's just me. I didn't quite have these blocks down yet. Yeah, I think those are Twinks by the looks of them. All right. These are handy little pens. They're called Pen Blade is the brand. They come in 3 different shape blades, and their colors are each different. You just push the color down and you get, like, here's a thin blade. That's a very sharp pointy blade like an X-Acto knife, and this is a curved blade. And then you just push this button to put them back in their sheath. And they weren't very expensive. I think I got them on Amazon. Okay. Let's try hot press. Get all the crumbs out of the way. Well, I only used the top sheet of this. I've never cut a sheet off of that, but maybe it's just me. All right. And another ad. Oh, that's really pissing me off. Gotta tell you. Oh, my camera's turned. I thought, there we go. I didn't think this was all jacked up. And then I looked at my camera's all out of whack. Okay, let's, maybe we'll do like, and another ad. Are you freaking kidding me? Maybe we'll do like browns and use some of that bronzite and burnt bronzite. And, maybe I'll start, I wonder if I can do one where I don't have to paint the whole layer in every time. Because I was thinking I wanted to start like on the edge with a darker color this time. And my iPad just went poo-poo on me again. Hang on. There we go. Timed out on me. Oh, thanks, Gayla. Yeah, they're really sharp. Pretty handy little rascals. Where's my pencil? There she is. I have a blue pencil. Wonder what handy place I put that in. I thought it had it in a little pencil bag. If you were my blue mechanical pencil, where would you be? Well, not with the rest of my pencils. Oh, is that it? No. Oh. I just saw my mermaid markers and it went through my head about using them. That's what that oh was about. Well, apparently it's packed up somewhere. Very important. Is that it? No. Well, that's scary. Okay. I'll just go back to this one and roll a little bit off. So let's make something that's maybe more round-ish. I'm going to hold it by the tip again and just make a really light organic type. Circle-ish. And then I'm going to roll my... It's funny how when you roll this, it'll pick some of this up. Like you don't really have to intentionally try to erase it. Well, and it's not working as good on this paper, so I will be rubbing it more. I guess you really wouldn't even need a line on this since it's so organic, but I need some help. Okay, so if I wanted to do something dark on the edge, you know, maybe I'll start out with this red fuchsite. Is that how you say it? I think that's what this is. It looks a lot darker in the pan than it looks here. Maybe I'll use this one straight out of the pan. All right. See you later, Paula. Hope you feel better. Okay. I'm going to try not to do it all the way around the edge. We'll see. I don't know where this is going to go. This paper is hot pressed. The other was cold pressed. It does act a lot different. And it's a different brand too, but all right, now I'm just going to get some clean water and kind of let that move a little bit and lighten up. And maybe push some of that back to the edge. Wow, this really feels different. Where's my little tea towel? Paper towel, whatever you want to call it. Oops. The boo-boo. That actually splattered a little bit. Put some water in here and push some of this back to the edge. It almost in here acted like it was resisting a little bit. This has a lot of sparkle in it, actually. Oh, I started to tell you about our new baby boy. We were going to go over and see him this afternoon a little bit, but we haven't heard back from them yet, I don't think. Dave's in charge of that one. Wyatt Bryan is his name. Bryan is the mother's father's name. All right, let's try a little bit more of that over here. Well, maybe not that far. I'm going to try to get right up to the edge of that light pencil mark so that when I go out here with gold, it'll cover it up. Because I noticed a couple strokes on the other one that it didn't, the pencil still is showing through that edge of blue. So let me try to learn my lesson here. Get this out to the edge. I want the edge mark to show darker. Yeah, thanks, Gal. I like this one. There's Eileen. She can actually see me using a different color. She'd be so proud. I dipped this right out of the pan. I wanted to get a little bit darker. See, my getting it darker idea just still isn't working very well. I imagine this coming out much darker. I mean, I know I can add more. It's almost a reddy brown-ish color. With a natural sparkle. This is one of the Primatech colors that has the natural gemstones in it. See how that kind of waters? I don't know if you can see that. See how it's kind of like resisting right there? Oh, I'll be betting you that's my mama. I hope I didn't see the number. Alright. Actually, I think that's Dave's sister. From what I can overhear. Yeah, it is. I can hear. She must be coming to stay next week for a little bit. Let's see, Patty, if you use a watercolor pencil, it will not show. You're doing a softer gray. Oh, that's true. It'll just come up with the water. And I have the Derwent pencils. Actually, I want to wash this out so I can get that lightened up a little bit. Push that out here. Alright, I'm going to try to lift some of that off so I don't get a line in here. And I think I'm going to come back with even a darker color. Can you guys hear Dave from the phone? He talks so loud. He's upstairs and the door's closed. Bless his heart. Put a little teeny tiny bit more of this on this end down here to darken it up. Most of what I do is usually just play, but these are kind of cool. Like I would maybe be able to keep them and do something with them. Oh, shit. Outside the line. Ooh, I said shit. I might have to just expand the line because I don't think this, I'm just practicing trying to lift this. a little awkward, but maybe I'll just put a little teeny tiny bit more over that line. Oh, I only got my hand in this side. Great. Oh, look at that. Covered that bad boy right up. I need to get some of this right on this edge. Hey, Cola. I'm going to darken this bit up too. That's pretty much dried off though, so that's going to be, see, that's where I get into trouble, because that's dried off, and then that's going to give me a hard line where I don't necessarily want it. You know what, let me try to bring you guys in a little bit closer again. All right. Now this has to go. This is too hard a line. Oops. I don't know if I've just lost my touch or if this, not that I had a touch, but I mean, the other one seemed to go a lot better than this one. I'm assuming it's the difference in the paper. Or not. All right. Let's let that dry, and let's try to lift up a little bit more of this here. Okay, heat gun. Put my glasses on. And another ad. Oh my goodness. I really got to get that looked at. I've paid that every month for years and never had a problem. So something's askew. Trying to get that all in the shot. And another ad right after it, back to back. And of course with Ustream, there's like nowhere to call. This is really sparkly. I'll try to let you see what I see. All right, and another ad. Freaking kidding me. And now it's way back. I'm still painting on what I just, where I'm looking at on the screen, and I've finished painting and dried this. Let's see if I can show you that sparkle in there. This is really, seriously. Might be able to catch a little bit of it in there. Oh, it's driving me nutso. Nutso, nutso. All right, let's see what we're going in next with. That was red fuchsite. All these colors in this palette are too bright. I'm going to get this palette out of the way. I think. I have somewhere I have Lunar Red. I don't know if that's Lunar Red or Potter's Pink. I do not know. All right, well, let's just carry on, shall we? And I think I'm going to go. Are you are you looking through the app, Kathy, or I always watch on my laptop. Yep, it's frozen again. Well, it's just going to lay there frozen because I'm not going to refresh it and get ads 3 times in a row again. Um, oh, you know what? Maybe one of these. That's the Galaxy. I know what that is. That's Galaxy Gray. Let's see what this one's doing. That's drying up pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. I think maybe burnt bronzite. Let's try that. And this is one of the Primatech colors as well. Burnt bronzite, which is a darker shade of bronzite. Shocker, huh? I don't know. Will this let me go in here and just lay over this? I want this to be a bigger gap so it shows off a lot more of that sparkle in there. Get a little water in there. Try to lose that hard edge. Man, I gotta take that one right out of the pan too. That water's down really thin for the color that I want to be trying to get here. That's got a pretty bloom in it right there. We'll leave that. Spread some more of this through here while I got it on my brush. And then get some water pulled in the back there. Turn this little rascal around. Yeah, that's on your app. Yeah, I don't know what the hell. It drives me crazy. Get some of that pushed out to the edge while it's cooperating. Wow, this is a quiet stream. I can't be looking at the chat so much working this close up. Thinking too hard. some more of that out of the pan. Darken this up a little teeny tiny bit more. I don't know what kind of mineral this is supposed to be, or rock, or whatever the hell these things are with this color, but maybe it's a fantasy rock. What you drinking, CB? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, my friend. This, I gotta wet this up again a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna add this, use this pigment on my brush here where this is a little bit wet. I gotta wet this back up again in here. It dries pretty quick. Maybe, I don't know if it's the paint or the paper. Where it's drying so much faster than the other one. Rose quartz, there you go. We'll go with that. Oops, that's making that kind of a jagged edge there. Don't want that too jaggedy. Alright. Let's move some of that. And I notice when I flick my brush a little bit like that, just that easy little bit of a flick, I'm getting little dots of paint out here on the page, where I never saw that on the cold press. Try to get that hard edge out of there and lift some of that up. Maybe I can put in some Potter's Pink if we're going to go rose quartzy. See you, Larlou. Have a good week. I need to drink myself, but I'm just drinking the hard stuff. Dasani. Maybe we'll do, what did I say, Potter's Pink? Oh, we gotta dry it. Dry it. Good time. Almost looks like a crude heart shape. Both of these are really sparkly. I really don't know what's wrong with my camera. It's a fairly new camera and it's always been really sharp. I don't know what the heck. I gotta believe it's something with Ustream. Thank you, Ustream, for being free. Trying to let this show focus and show some shimmer. Why do I keep trying to do this? Hell with it. Okay. Let's oh, you know what? I'm gonna take clean water and I'm gonna wet this up again. And I'm gonna drop in a little circle of rose gold right after I dried it. That's all right. I don't want it to get like a circle either. This is kind of rounding out. I don't want it to get so round. I want it to be more organic-y. All right. Stop and put a little bit more water back here and let that do what it wants to do. That water really livens up these pigments in this metallic stuff. Oh, you know what I should have put in here? I didn't, but I will. Some of that creamer. What the hell is it called? Autumn Mystery? Is that what it's called? Wait a minute. Magic Indian Summer. Autumn Mystery. That's the Daniel Smith one. So I wasn't that crazy far off, but we will definitely be putting some of that in here. I guarantee you we will. All right, let's push some of that back a little bit. And heat gun again. You can see a little bit of that shimmer. I think next I'll go some Potter's Pink. That's a Daniel Smith Primatech too, and it's really granulates. That's a swatch of it right there, that second one. Oh, Dorothy! You don't drink tea. Wow, I'm surprised. Doesn't that come with your heritage? All right. I think that looks prettier in person than you guys are seeing it. Actually. All right, what did I say? Potter's Pink, right? So that's the second one over here. I'm not sure how this one lifts. I don't think I've ever used it. Hang on. I just put glue dots in my pencil palette that I started putting my half pans in, because just those little magnet, glue on magnet strip things, they aren't worth a crap. As far as when you go to swirl your brush around in a pan to get some pigment, it moves still. It doesn't stick hard enough. Now some of these other little metal disc magnets that some of the girls that are making their own watercolor, Happily We Go, she puts on hers. They're really strong. They really, I'd like to know where to get some of those actually. Okay, here we go. Glasses off. Potter's Pink. Happy Diane! Hey! All right. That rose gold is so shiny. I'm going to need my sunglasses. With the light, it's really hard to see what I'm doing here. I'm going to try to make this, get some of this organic-y kind of feel to this edge again. Move some of this pigment back to that edge. Trying to get the edge a little darker. I think it's mixing with that rose gold, which actually looks kind of cool. Going right out of the pan with this one. Let me get some right out of the pan. Try to darken that up while it's wet. Seems like the paints bubble a lot more on here than they do on the cold press too. All right. All right. A lot darker. Hey, Carrie Ann. That's pulling it right out of your line of sight there, isn't it? It's been raining like crazy here this weekend. Thankfully, I guess I should say, it's not snow. We've had such crazy weather earlier this week, I think it was, or the end of last week. had the air conditioner on for a couple of days. Then was on my way home and I thought it was freezing and I thought, holy crap, the air conditioner's still on, which it wouldn't have come on because of the temperature, but that also meant the heat wasn't coming on. So I called Dave and I said, hey, I'm freezing and damp out here. Put the heat on. He said, no kidding, I already did. That's a little crazy. We had the air conditioner on one day in January too. It got close to 80 here, and that's for Maryland. That's not normal for January and February. It's not normal. We set records. No, that's the kind of record I want to set. I mean, I didn't like those below 0 days either, which really were not normal for Maryland, but you know. This is coming right out of the pan now because I want this dark on this edge. Darker than it is. So that gold stands out a little bit more. All right. It's really granulating. That really looks pretty cool, actually. I want to break up that little bit of a hard edge there. Push that back. All right, now let me lift some of this. That's kind of a cool color. It's not a real bright pink like I normally use. It's very muted, but look at the granulation in that. And that's starting to break up already. All right, put my spectacles on. Is it 80 and pretty in Virginia Beach? Wow. Yeah, no, I think it's in the 40s, maybe high 40s. I haven't looked at the temperature today. That's what it's been, and it's been raining hard since Friday, off and on. Okay, I'm gonna be done. I don't know what's wrong with my camera, but I'll take some stills of these and put them out on Facebook and Twitter or Instagram or whatever, so you guys can see them. Oh, that might be a pretty color to put in here. I'm looking at this. This is called Plum Passion. This is another one of Happily We Go colors. Let me see what this looks like. It's too red. Huh. Maybe not. What the hell? Let's give it a try. Oops. Upside down. Dropped it. With them zoomed in this big, you can't see my palette, so can't have it both ways, people. All right. I wonder what Jean will do with herself now that Winter Olympics is finished. And I think, I'm not sure because I haven't really been watching it, I'm sorry to say, but did the U.S. edge out Canadians with curling? I'll show you that granulation now that that's dry. Was Joan sick? I mean, Jean sick too? All right, I'm trying to see this because this one's kind of dark, I think. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't want to cover up all that granulation. I thought so, Kathy. I mean, who was that, Kayla? Kathy. Kathy. All of these colors have shimmer in them. Was in the ER yesterday. What happened to her? Holy crap. I'm out of the loop, people. I think I'm normalizing, though. I think I'm getting back in the loop. Back into... Does anybody know what happened? All right, I want to get some of this hollowed out in here a little bit with these hard lines. I guess that's not the proper term in ology, hollowed out, but... Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, it's localized. Ugh. I don't know how fast something like that can spread. I'm going to try to make this really dark on the edges here. All right, let me see if I can lighten up some of this business out here in the middle. Oops, that doesn't look so good. See if I'm going to go in here with this Magic Indian Summer. And I'm going to go while that's still a little bit wet, I think. And it's kind of cool looking. I got to tell you, I like the colors. And where am I? This is my creamer palette. This is the one I'm going to go for. It's one of those color shifting pigments. You can even see it in the pan. Where the hell is it? You go from that reddy orange color to like a gold, bronzy color as you move it. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'll put some down here. As I say, I want to do this while it's wet. It's kind of going to dry up on me there a bit, I believe. Blending more than I wanted it to, but it doesn't look bad, I don't think. Now what I'm looking at on my screen is back here to the first ring I put on there. Pain in my buttski. Let me try to... Trying to get this kind of out of that area in the middle so it's not too overly metallic. Is that possible? I don't know. I'm talking out of my head. Pecan! A little late on the uptake there, but... Okay, I'm going to take the risk of refreshing my screen, which is apparently locked. It must be something local to me today as far as that goes, but the commercial thing, yeah, it's pissing me off. And there we go again. Hello, lady. Yes, geodes. I hope. Look at that color. Look at the color. See that shift from that like reddy, pinky to a bronze? Hello, lover. Let's see what this baby's doing here. Oh, I think we're almost good enough to take that salt off. Here's the first one I did today. The salt's almost dried up. Somewhere I have Lunar Red. I don't know where that is in my menagerie of palettes. I'm going to try to find it in my tubes. Lunar Red. Oh, did I not get... Maybe I didn't get a tube of Lunar Red. Maybe I got a half can from Artistic Cat. That's possible. Hang on. That may be in here. Hmm. Or is it? What's that? Oh, that ain't right. Hmm. I was almost for sure. Maybe this is it. Ta-da! Lunar Red Rock. I got to figure out a way to um. Thanks, Di. Thanks, Joan. Um, I've got all these half pans I've collected. I put them in a pencil case. Then I got this pencil case to start my metallics and my Daniel Smith over there. And it's not, I'm almost half tempted. I forget what it's called. Those big round spinny, but that only holds like, I think I want to say like 88 half pans. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Okay, let me see. Gosh, that's looking pretty cool, I think. If I must say so myself. I think now I want to go. Well, where the hell did I put? Oh, here it is right in front of me. Okay, this is another lunar color that breaks apart. This is Lunar Red Rock. Um, is that the way I want to go? Is that the way I want to go? Or do I want to make something like lighter in there? Well, I can wash this out, I guess, which I probably won't. I think this breaks apart. We'll see. Kind of a cool color. All right. Hey, did you got Maryland guys that's going to come with me this summer? Do you all know that Paul is actually a student this year? He's all in. Joan has coerced him to be a partner in crime. I can see how I have to try to talk Dave into that. So maybe we can have even more supplies. Supplies! You're doing art with me. That ain't ever going to happen. That's not my husband's thing. God bless him. Bless his little heart. That's not his thing at all. He doesn't even like to do painting in the house of any kind. He'll do all kind of other stuff, but he does not have a, he's not a fan of painting. And I just can't picture that boy on a jelly plate. That might be, I don't know about this shade on here. I guess it'll kind of all blend when I get it there, right? Am I right? Convince me? I'm trying to make that a little jaggedy. Jaggedy Ann. All right. Time for nighty night, Carrie. You're, are you in Australia, Carrie? Is that where you are? I lose track of everybody, but I think I want to say you're in Australia. I haven't been sleeping worth a crap. I just finally slept. What's today? Sunday, Saturday. So Friday night, I finally slept like I was dead. But before that, that was the seventh night in a row that I slept maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. Lay there all night long. And usually during the weekdays, I was falling asleep after Dave went to work, and his alarm goes off at 4:45 a.m. and he leaves the house by 5:30, and then usually by 6 o'clock I fall asleep, and then of course my alarm would go off at like 7:50. I'm like, holy crap, are you kidding me? I gotta drag my ass up out of there, go to work. Usually it's so funny that even when it happens to me, I can, if I get if I'm able to get up and get a shower, I can go, oh, AM. Oh yeah, of course it is. What am I thinking? I can go the whole day and make it okay and then still can't sleep the next night. I guess I'm fortunate that I can do that, but shoot, gets old, let me tell you. Trying to decide what I want to put in the center of this. Something really dark, like I did the other one, and drop some salt in there. Try to get some of this whipped out. This is the Lunar Red Rock. I don't see it breaking apart like the blue does with the black, and it doesn't seem to be granulating as much as either one of those. I have a fourth one. I forget what it is. I got all the lunar ones thinking that they would be as cool as the black and the blue. Let's see. It ain't over yet. Now I'm dipping right out of the pan to get this extra dark up here. These ads are driving me bonkers. That did happen to me one other time, and it was because my credit card had expired. I got a new one, but didn't update it. But I didn't get any new ones lately, so I don't think that's it. All right. Heat gun. Put this back in its spot so I don't forget where she was. Right there. And my screen froze again. If I'd be watching me, I'd be ditching. I think I might use that is it Piemontite? Okay. Let's see what this bad boy looks like. So maybe do one more ring of something. And then, I don't know, what am I going to put in the middle? Oh, what's this? Hang on, what's this? This is that unidentifiable one. Oh, that's that blood. What was it? Blood something from... Hey, does anybody know what happened with Cloves and Honey? She was, I forget her name, but she made her own homemade watercolors, and I have some of them, and they were great. And I followed her on Instagram, and she went kind of quiet, and I know she's posted before about going through treatments. I assume chemo. And that really concerns me. I haven't heard from her. Not that I was ever in touch with her personally, but she's not out there in the loop again, and that kind of worries me. Oh, Lunar Violet's the other one, and that does break apart like the but that wouldn't really... Would it go with this? Hang on. I don't know if any of you guys know of her or heard anything. I sure hope she's okay. You know what? I might be able to use this in the middle, this Lunar Violet. Because these are kind of pinky, right? Maybe? I don't know. All right, let's go. What did I say? Oh, the Piemontite. That might be too red, that one. Let's do that. And of course, I can't reach it. That's okay. Okay, this is another Primatech color. And this is like a dark purplish brown, I'd call it. And I don't know what stone or what that's made of, to be honest. But it's a pretty cool color. Let's see what it does here. Is it going to look too much like this one? So you guys always say I only have purple and turquoise. I have other colors, I just never use them. But I like to get out of the box every once in a while and do something different, and I'm really liking this one actually. I must say I do. All right. Get some of this dark on this edge. Right out of the old pan. Oh, that's still wet and it'll bleed out a little bit. I wish you could see the rest of what I'm doing and dipping and all that kind of stuff, but when I'm zoomed in like this, it's not possible. Oh, I got some smears on my page here. Gosh darn it. This dried a little bit, so I'm going to have to get rid of that edge there for a minute. Let that settle in there. And now, try to get rid of this. Wipe some of that back. Just want to wet that and get the hard edges out of there and then lift it. All right. Mine's going crazy. I don't know what the hell's my connection is the problem is with it, but you could drive somebody to drink. That must be what happened to CB. Oh. The bartender at Meatag still twitches a little when she walks in the bar. I have to make sure I can find my sign from last year, CB. Thanks, Gala. I'm going to try to see if I can lift that there. Oh, I can. Oh. These are these little tiny little splatters that happen on this hot press that I never saw on the cold press before. All right, one more little spot is wet on there. And now I want to put something light. Maybe I'll go back again with the red fuchsite and then drop that purple, that lunar purple in there. Good enough. All right, so red fuchsite, where are you? That's what I'll do. Oops, almost dropped my spectacles. What was that last color I used? That's pretty cool. Oh, that Piemontite. All right, let's go. Let's go with this again. It's kind of a cool color. It really breaks apart. Kind of cool. Alright, let's get some more out here on the edges. I want it to try to cause a hard line there if I can. Alright. Let's Get rid of that nasty little bit right there. And all around those edges. Alright, let's see if I can wipe this back. Oops, get in there, boy. Maybe it's a girl. I don't know. Alright. I don't want that to be a circle in the middle there. Uh-oh. Your recorded video is about to reach 180. Is it really? Oh, yeah, I guess it is. Continue recording. Okay. I'm glad I looked up and saw that. I'd have been really hosed. All right. Now, let me think. Let me think a minute here. I seem to be saying that a lot. What do I do with the lunar purple? There it is. Okay. Lunar purple. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks for the clear. Not that you know of, Kathy. Can never be too sure these days. I want to put something in here. What am I going to put in there? Let me dry this. That's how you stall with a heat gun when you don't know what the hell you're doing. Something maybe that red. Some kind of metallic to go in there. Let's try. Yeah, I'm going to try just dropping a little bit of this red metallic from Creamer in here. Just a tiny bit, just a teeny tiny bit in here. And then I'm going to go in the middle with the Lunar Violet. And I'm going to let those mix a little bit. I'm going to get that not so circular, more organic. Yeah, that's it. All right.